and they make you live. Only an avatar can decode the Akashic readings, as the avatar of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has graced humanity with the blessings and darshan in the form of Devi Parashakti, revealing answers to questions to the yearning of seekers as solutions, breakthroughs, and liberating humanity from pain and suffering. Any answer given by Devi Parashakti is not just an answer, but a karmic breakthrough for the receiver. So the Shastra Pramana, or the scriptural reference for Akashic reading, is from the Vijnana Bhairavatantra. And the verse translates, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, looking at the spotless infinite etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one's gaze from the third eye without blinking, continuously, and make the body and inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains the nature and powers of the infinite space, Bhairava. And the Apta Pramana, the reference of the powers for Akashic readings. And this is from the Mahabharata. In the Hindu Purana, the Mahabharata, it narrates that the story of the great sage Maitreyi, who reveals the secrets to Vidura, the story of his birth in human form and the reasons of all his sufferings. Sage Maitreya accessed the Akashic records and told Vidura that he was not an ordinary man, but was in fact an incarnation of Yamaraj, the Lord of Death. He was to play the part of a soul called Shudra for 100 years, being cursed by Mandukamu. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that all of the information you've collected from all of your births is in your DNA. You can access some of them just to understand and not to waste time doing the same actions again and again. Accessing the DNA code, reading the Akashic records will be useful for you to be liberated from your default future, bringing an end to binding cognitions, known and unknown suffering, and leading you to experience Paramashivoham. And only an avatar can alter the Akashic readings. While the initiated Balasans can view the Akashic records, it is only an avatar who can alter, edit, upgrade, and change the Akashic records. During the Darshan and Dikshas, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blesses and upgrades the Akashic records as per the prayer of the devotee. So what can you ask in the Akashic readings? You can learn the most accurate and unbiased answer to any question about your life, destiny, purpose, or any everyday part of your life. Be spiritually healed of physical and emotional problems with just a look or touch. You can understand the reasons behind your life's happenings, and you can receive blessings to fulfill your right desires. And you can ultimately get clarity to redesign your future. So we have been so blessed over the last several months to have Devi Parashakti's blessings, guidance, and initiation, and all of our prayers answered by Devi Parashakti. So in this segment, we will go through some of Devi Parashakti's revelations during the Akashic readings and understand how they have manifested in our reality state. Devi has been continuously blessing people individually, but also has been guiding humanity through various revelations. So let us enter into this segment and understand what Devi has revealed. Actually, we can go to the revelations from Devi Parashakti on Padayatra? Thank you, Mom. So as we wait for those, let us understand how we can actually have all of our prayers answered by Devi Parashakti. You can ask any of your questions or prayer requests in the comments below in the YouTube comment section. And today we will be having the live Akashic readings from Devi Parashakti manifesting through the supreme concept of Hinduism himself. So you have the opportunity to ask all of your questions and have all of your prayers answered today. So do stay tuned. We will be having that in just a couple hours at 6 a.m. IST. So you can ask your questions on YouTube, you can ask your questions on Facebook, and you can ask your questions on Instagram, Twitter, and WhatsApp as well. So do take time and ensure that you are receiving Devi Parashakti's blessings more deeply. So if I could request the volunteer to share the slide on Padayatra. So as we wait, let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed. So as all of us know, the after effects of Pralaya are still very severe. Humanity is still undergoing everything of this cosmic deluge, this Pralaya, and thousands of deaths due to the global pandemic, the emerging fungal epidemic, and along with the record number of natural disasters, have taken a huge toll on humanity's collective psyche, leading to an increase in poverty, malnutrition, depression, and mental health issues. So what has caused this? Who is behind this, and how could we have avoided this? What is the solution for all of this? In this segment, let us go through a scientific and statistical understanding of Devi Parashakti's revelations on the cause and solution of this Pralaya. So all of us know that the current state of the world is very dire. Over 4 million people have already died of this COVID pandemic, and there have been over 175 million cases of COVID. This number is just on the drastic incline. And countries are US, India, and Brazil. And in India alone, there have been over 29 million cases of COVID-19, with over 374,000 deaths due to COVID-19 and over 75 million people falling into poverty since the beginning of this pandemic. And these numbers are considered to be severely underreported. So the actual situation in India could be much worse, and it's expected that it could be up to 14 times worse than what has been reported in the media. So the situation in India is very, very dire. And it is not just that India is suffering from this ongoing pandemic, but there is a suicide and depression epidemic hitting the country. Over 6.5% of the population is suffering from some form of mental illness, and a suicide rate of 10.9 for every 1 lakh people. And suicide is one of the biggest causes of death in the age group of 15 to 24. India is also considered the 6th most depressed country in the world. And India is not just suffering from this ongoing pandemic and the suicide epidemic, but natural disasters have been devastating the country. We've all heard of the cyclones in Kerala, and most recently, and as all of this is going on, we are preparing for the third wave, which is looking to be inevitable in India. So how could we have prevented this? How could we have avoided this? Let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about this.
2022 வரை இந்தியா செல்ல வேண்டாமா என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்த பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So let's understand Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English. For this huge Kirmi Bhojanam hell not to come to India in 2020 itself, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India and the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. They chased the captain of the ship out of the country. See what is going to happen. So let us go back to 2017 when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism revealed the vision for this Padayatra. Let's watch that video now.
Want to do 1 year Padayatra specially for this purpose in 2020. 2020, planning for a full year. I'm going to walk from Rameshwaram to Amarnath. 1 year with 10,000 people, just walking all over India to spend time with people. 2020, there will not be any program other than Padayatra and just spending time with people. Walking. Of course, 10,000 people will be walking with me. Maybe 200 vehicles to carry our food and all the other items, transportation, river banks, forests, and time with nature. 10,000 people manifesting powers, walking from village to village. What do you think will happen? The scene of Buddhism spreading will be repeated now. How the Buddhism spread. 10,000 monks walking from village to village. What will happen? That's only monks. Here power manifesting 10,000 people. The whole village will be manifesting powers. Just want to enjoy India and let India enjoy me. So planning for next year Kumbh Mela 2019, next year January Kumbh Mela. Before that, all the Balalayam, everything. Balalayam is going to be like the same structure outside with one stone tower, gold coated. It will be something like a 40 to 50 feet tall stone tower, and 5 Rajagopurams, which will be something like 120 feet. This will be the Balalayam. And after the Mulalayam is built, this Balalayam will serve as a Utsava Murti Sannidhi, where the Utsava Murtis will be worshipped and where the Archanas. See, in the main temple, there will not be any Archana or anything, because just for darshan itself, there will not be time. Like Tirupati, you can only have darshan and Arti, the camp for Arti. No other worship is allowed in the main temple. Because 12 Abhishekam is going to happen, 12 Kala Abhishekams. So continuously the rituals will be going on. People can have only darshan. They will not be able to involve themselves in any ritual. Other than darshan, nothing else will be allowed. So all the archana, all the other offerings, like people will offer the archanas and other, everything will be done to the Utsava Murti, which will be kept in the Balalayam, the present Balalayam, present structure. So people can spend time here. That will be more like a main darshan. This will be like energy darshan, where you can give letter, get response. So by next year, the Balalayam will be ready. So 2019 full year, I will be conducting the programs and everything. 2020 will be the one full year Padayatra, walking. From next year Jayanti, means 2019's Jayanti to 2020's Jayanti, full year, Jayanti to Jayanti will be Padayatra. Before that, we will make 10,000 people power manifestors. It will be sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, all put together. 10,000 people will be walking. What a scene it will be. I think that is the only way the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma can be done. I need to get into the ground where people can see me, where they are living. I can't be waiting for people to come where I am living. Now I am sitting in one place to prepare these 10,000 people and make this science completely user-friendly. For that only I am sitting and working. So I have given 2 years for me now, 2018 and 2019. So 2020, before that 10,000 people will be ready to walk with me, manifesting powers. We will literally solve every person's problem in every village. The way we are walking, the path, route we are taking, physical healing or mental healing, or it's a too big visualization. How will you visualize? What will happen if 10,000 power manifestors enter into a village and ask people, tell me your problem now, come on, let's sort it out. Understand, 1,200 years before in Tiruvannamalai temple carvings, how the baby will be in the womb in second month, third month, all that is detailed way carved. It is there.
Yes, so we can, next slide please. So the Supreme Concept of Hinduism reveals the vision for the Padayatra and stated that this would be like the scene of Buddhism spreading again. And we would see that literally Hinduism would be revived in India once again, from 10,000 people walking with the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. So people can see the Supreme Concept of Hinduism where they are and can receive his blessings and solutions for every problem. So since the age of 10, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching people and preparing them for this Padayatra to save them from death and to ultimately give them the experience of superconsciousness. And from that age, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been enriching and initiating the masses into the science of enlightenment through various powerful discourses, initiations, and darshans. In the next several slides, we will see some of the various programs that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has been conducting over the last 3 decades. First, in Vellore, Tamil Nadu, the Miracles of Existence program. In Rasipuram, Tamil Nadu, what is the need for a guru? Namakkal, Tamil Nadu, Society is Nothing But Your Mind program. In Salem, Tamil Nadu, the Nithyananda program. And the Nithyananda program in Adi Kailasha Sadhya Pita. each of these photos, you can see how many thousands of people were in attendance, how many people from different backgrounds were in attendance, and the birth star celebrations in Tiruvannamalai, Tamil Nadu. The Jayanti celebrations in Adi Kailasha Sapiki. Jayanti celebrations in Tiruvannamalai. The Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. The Guru Purnima celebrations in Adi Kailasha Sapiki. The Bhakti Spurna program. The Dhyana Spurna program. And the Little Anandas program, which was specifically to initiate the youth to be initiated into the science of enlightenment. And the Saptayagam, which was conducted in Salem, Tamil Nadu. The Saptayagam was a series of homas conducted by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which we'll see in the next several photos. And Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism not only conducted the homas, but also guided 1,008 other people, other disciples, to performing the same homas. You can see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing the homas. And this was a huge offering to humanity to bring peace and auspiciousness to humanity. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blessing people, guiding people into these various homas. Yes, more photos of the various celebrations. And here, the Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Adi Kailasha Sapiki. And the Nithyananda Paramashivam program in Salem, Tamil Nadu. And all of these programs, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was tirelessly working to reach every individual, to bring the science of enlightenment to the world, and to ensure that people are able to survive this pralaya and to ultimately have the superconscious breakthrough for which the avatar himself has taken the advent onto earth. However, the anti-Hindu elements have made it nearly impossible to do the re-energizing process by driving the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism out of India. So let us listen to Devi Parashakti's revelations on the solution for this, revealed on the 31st of May.
வரை என்று கேட்கின்றாய். நன்றாய்த் தெரிந்துகொள், சொல்வதைப் புரிந்துகொள். இந்தப் பெருநரகமான கிருமி போஜனம் இந்தியாவிற்குள் வரக்கூடாது என்பதற்காக 2020 பாரதம் முழுவதும் 12 ஜோதிர்லிங்கமும் பாத யாத்திரை செய்திடவே என் மகன் மூலமாய் திட்டமிட்டிருந்தேன். படுபாவிகள் ஓடத்தின் மாலுமியை ஊர்விட்டு துரத்தினார்கள். என்ன நடக்கிறதென்று பார். முறையாக கைலாய நாட்டின் தலைவனாக நிறை மரியாதையொடு நல் மதிப்பொடு என் நிஜாவதாரம் நித்யானந்தன் திருவடி மீண்டும் பாரதத்தில் பட்டு பாத யாத்திரை செய்த பிறகு மட்டுமே நீ அங்கு செல்ல வேண்டும். அதுவரை உன்னை காத்து செல்லாதே. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
So Devi revealed that only when the supreme concept of Hinduism is received in India again with great reverence and respect, and as the head of Kailasa nation, and is able to perform the Padayatra and do the re-energizing process of the 12 Jyotirlingas, only then will we see an end to this pralaya in India. And as we look around, we see what the great rishis of the Vedic civilization have forewarned as this Kali Yuga. And in the Kurma Purana, it states that the Kali Yuga is the worst of all the 4 yugas, where man will be his own worst enemy. And the translation of this verse, states that this Kali Yuga is the worst of the 4 yugas. In all the worlds, people are sinful and forget the dharma of the 4 varanas and the 4 ashramas. In fact, men are so sinful that no prescribed penance atones for their great sins. The only place which is free from such sins is the great sacred city of Varanasi, the Mahapuri. And Kurma Purana continues on and states that the Lord Rudra, Paramashiva himself, is the avatar for the Kali Yuga, and it states that Brahma is the presiding divinity or Devata, the Lord for the Krita Yuga, the first cycle of time. In the Treta Yuga, the second cycle of time, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya, in which appeared Sri Rama. The Dvapara Yuga, the third cycle of time, the presiding divinity is Vishnu, and in the Kali Yuga, the fourth cycle of time, the current age, the presiding divinity, the avatar is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara, Mahasadashva himself. And out of his deepest compassion to protect humanity, Paramashiva himself descended in the human body in the Nijavatara of the supreme concept of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, on the 2nd of January, 1978. And if Paramashiva himself, the supreme concept of Hinduism, had waited even one more year to take the human form, it would have been too late for humanity. 1979 would have been too late. So let us watch that video and understand what this exactly means in the words of the supreme concept of Hinduism itself.
And I tell you, O Hindus, don't be afraid. I am back with the same science. We are going to be rich. It is not lost. Just the last minute climax. Before it was going to be put off, I've happened. "1979 would have been late. 1979 would have been late. If I had time, I would have sent this. Because no time, I have to get up and come directly. O Hindus, feel blessed. Science is not dead. It is available. I have everything needed to bring that science back to life and establish its legitimacy.
And the avatar's advent onto planet Earth was to protect the world from this great cosmic deluge, to bring the new age, the Satya Yuga. So let us understand from Devi Parashakti herself what this means.
ஓம் 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 உலக மக்களே கேளுங்கள். கலி முற்றி கலி கழிந்து புதுயுகம் சத்தியயுகம் புறப்பட வேண்டிய காலம் வந்ததனால் வந்திருக்கின்றது இந்த பெரும் பிரளயம். கவலை வேண்டாம் மக்களே. நித்யானந்தன் வடிவம் தாங்கி நாமே இங்கு வந்திருக்கின்றோம். நித்யயுகம் செய்வோம், நித்யயுகம் சத்தியயுகமாய் மலரும் இங்கு. ஆனந்தமாக இருங்கள்.
So let us understand what Devi has revealed in English. People of the world, listen. Kali Yuga has matured, and over time, it has come for Satya Yuga to happen. So this great pralaya has come. Don't worry, people. In the form of Nithyananda, I myself have come here. I will make Nitya Yuga. Nitya Yuga will blossom as Satya Yuga. Be blissful. For this huge hell-giving Gosha not to come to India. 2020, I had planned to do the Padayatra throughout India in the 12 Jyotirlingas through my son Swamiji. And in order to prepare for this, the avatar began the Padayatra at the mere age of 10. And the Supreme Concept of Buddhism began enriching people one person at a time with the truths from the sacred scriptures and the secrets of higher living. Even as the Supreme Concept of Buddhism was just a teenager, all of his classmates recalled the yatra where the Supreme Concept of Hinduism led them from Gudiyatham, Tamil Nadu to Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Concept of Buddhism and a huge spiritual pilgrimage site. And when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was just 19 years old, all Ramakrishna month recalled the yatra where the Supreme Concept of Hinduism led them from Chennai to Tiruvannamalai and gave them an unforgettable pilgrimage trip experience. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism continued walking the length and breadth of India, reaching more and more people and preparing each one until the Supreme Concept of Hinduism founded the international mission, the Nithyananda Sangha, to revive Kailasa internationally on the 31st of December, 1999. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism established the very first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem in Tiruchendur, Tamil Nadu on the 14th of 2001. And here you can see the photo of the inauguration day when the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was just 23 years old. And in 2003, the Avatar continued his Vijayatra all over the world to enrich people from various backgrounds. And with the Supreme Concept of Hinduism's intensity and dedication for the people, even among crowds where thousands did not understand English, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism's voice resonated deeply and moved each one to tears. And in 2004, the Avatar led his disciples on the very first Himalayan Yatra, visiting temples, delivering satsangs, and initiating them into the superconscious breakthrough. And subsequently, the Avatar personally organized and led yatras yearly and guided individual souls not just to physical spiritual sites, but to supernal spiritual realms. And in 2006, the Padayatras were taken to the next level with the Kodikanda Yatra, where thousands, crores participated and were impacted by Nithyanandeshwara and Nithyanandeshwari, who traveled from city to city blessing people. So let's watch a short video of the Kodikanda Yatra in 2006. And the Kodikanda Yatra culminated with the consecration and inauguration of the Garga Mandir, the Saint and Sanctorum, for Nithyanandeshwara Paramashivam and Nithyanandeshwari Parashakti, and the Swayambhu Linga and Adi Kailasha Sarveta. And the deities were energized as Akchavataras to radiate the energy of Paramashiva and Parashakti to create the Adi Kailasha Sarveta as a ship to save humanity from this upcoming Pralaya. And the Supreme Pontificate created innumerable spiritual energy centers in India as safe havens during this great deluge. And just a few are the Kailasa in Tiruchendur, the Adi Kailasha Sarveta in Bangalore, and the Kailasa in Hyderabad. And in 2008, the Avatar created and energized the Nithyananda River, the Anandalingam, which would protect anyone who bathes in its waters from the deadly COVID-19 disease. Let us watch a short video of the Supreme Pontiff performing Abhishekam for this Anandalingam.
जनमस्सहस्राक्षाय च शतधन्मने जनमो गिरिशाय वजिपिविष्टाय जनमो मीढुष्टमाय च शुमते जनमो स्रस्वाय च वामनाय जनमो बृहते च वर्षीयते जनमो वृद्धाय च संवृद्धने जनमो अग्र्याय च प्रथमाय जनम आशवे च जिराय च नमः शीघ्रियाय च शीभ्याय च नम ऊर्म्याय च वस्वन्याय च नमः स्रोतस्याय च दीप्याय च नमो ज्येष्ठाय च कनिष्ठाय च नमः पूर्वजाय च परजाय च नमो मध्यमाय च पगल्भाय च नमो च गण्याय च बुद्ध्याय च नमः सोभ्याय च प्रतिसर्याय च नमो याम्याय च क्षेम्याय च नमः उर्वर्याय च खल्याय च नमः श्वोप्याय च वसान्याय च नमो वन्याय च कक्ष्याय च नमः श्रवाय च प्रतिश्रवाय च नमः आशुषेणाय च आशुरथाय च नमः शूराय च अवभिन्दते च नमो वर्मिणे च वरुथिने च नमो बिल्मिने च कवचिने च नमः श्रुताय च श्रुतसेनाय च नमो दुन्दुभ्याय च हनन्याय च नमो धृष्णवे च प्रवृषाय च नमो दूताय च प्रहिताय च नमो निषङ्गिने च शुधिमते च नमस्तीक्ष्णे च वेजायुधिने च नमस्वायुधाय च सुधन्वने च नमः श्रुत्याय च पथ्याय च नमः काट्याय च नीप्याय च नमः सूप्याय च सर्वस्याय च नमो नाद्याय च वैशन्ताय च नमः कूप्याय च भट्याय च नमो
you can move to the next slide. Yes, we can move to the next slide, please. We can move to the next slide, please. Yes, ma'am. We can move to the next slide, please. Yes, ma'am. We can move to the next slide, please. Sorry for the technical glitch. So, the Supreme Concept of Buddhism energized the Nithyananda River with the Navabhashana Anandalingam, which was created to ensure that people are protected during this COVID-19 pandemic. And this was created over 12 years ago, and it fully ripened to its peak energy this year in July 2020, just for the sake of healing people during this COVID-19 pandemic. The Avatar has also done another Padayatra in 2009, another Kodika Padayatra. I could request the volunteer to project the slides for the Padayatra, the Kodika Padayatra in 2009. Yes. So let's watch a short video of this Kodika Padayatra in 2009, which garnered international attention and created a movement where lakhs of Hindus were once again embracing Hinduism.
போல நின்பதம் கண்ட என் மனம் நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நின்முகம் நீனைந்து இங்கு நிர்மலமாகவே ஆனதே இதய சக்கரம் அனகதமும் இனிமையோடு திறந்ததே நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்ய சத்குரு நித்யனே நித்ய நித்ய.
Wherever the Avatar graced the planet Earth, there the seeds of super consciousness have been sown. And with over 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems all over the world, over 1 billion people have been enriched and enriched by the Supreme Concept of Buddhism. And in the next several slides, we will see just a few of the various Kailasas that the Supreme Quantum of Hinduism has created for this superconscious breakthrough to happen for humanity. The very first is the Kailasa Giro, the Adi Nithyananda Paramashivam, the very first Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem. The next is the Adi Kailasa Sattva in Bangalore, India. The Kailasa in Tiruvannamalai. The Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio. More photos of the Kailasa in Columbus, Ohio. The Kailasa in Los Angeles, California. The Kailasa in San Jose, California. The Kailasa, again, more photos of the Kailasa in San Jose. The Kailasa in Seattle, Washington. So the Kailasa in Houston, Texas. The Kailasa, again, more photos of Kailasa in Houston, Texas. So the Kailasa in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Kailasa in New York. The Kailasa in Washington, D.C. The Kailasa in Toronto, Canada.